Meeting summary. Wealth Builders Collective Webinar, May 24th, 2025. The recap is brought to you by MikePairMoney.com and BittlesGroup.com. Quick recap. The group reviewed various market indices, individual stocks, and trading opportunities, with discussions focusing on technical patterns, key support and resistance levels, and potential strategies across multiple sectors. Topics included recent developments in nuclear energy, artificial intelligence, and digital currencies, along with the effects of regulatory changes and mergers and acquisitions. The meeting also covered options trading strategies, the impact of rising interest rates on consumer spending, and the importance of analyzing market narratives when making investment decisions. Next steps. Portfolio action. Take partial profits on 2027 IONQ call options due to high returns. Let the August $40 covered call expire and allow assignment. Market monitoring. Track Treasury yields and bond performance for inflation signals. Observe post-holiday market behavior as an indicator of direction. Follow nuclear sector stocks following the recent executive order. Monitor CELH's corporate update for potential trading opportunities. Research Kava's earnings call and 20% price drop. Analyze TGT's performance based on distribution center reports. Watch Microsoft for a potential inverse trade near 465 resistance. Evaluate BIOG for entry points. Monitor consumer sentiment report for delinquency rate insights. Compare debt levels of Capital One, Visa, and MasterCard. Trade research and execution. Review Home Depot and Lowe's credit financing terms. Add Humana, oil, uranium, and travel stocks to the watch list. Explore covered call strategies on Apple. Consider selling puts on CRWD and implementing a cash-secured put strategy for CoreWeave. Place a re-entry order for ELF after being stopped out. Post stock screener findings to boost dashboard visibility. Continue updating the team's investment dashboard. Study candlestick patterns from How to Swing Trade by Brian Pazim. Educational initiatives. Develop retirement content on Social Security, Medicare, and withdrawals. Update the Foundations package to include faith-based tithing content. Share lawsuit developments impacting select companies. Share educational and financial links relevant to group discussions. Discussion summaries. Market indices and trading strategies. Participants reviewed the Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, S&P 500, and VIX, analyzing technical setups, levels, and trends. They also assessed gold, bonds, Bitcoin, and the US dollar for macro correlations. A variety of technology stocks, including Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla, and Broadcom, were analyzed for near-term trade setups using limit orders. Nuclear sector and broader market developments. Discussion included opportunities in nuclear energy stocks such as Oklo, SMR, and GEV, fueled by increased demand and regulatory support. Updates were shared on aviation, artificial intelligence equities, and software firms showing strong technical patterns. Developments with small modular reactor deployment were also explored. Option strategy, IONQ. A member presented their IONQ options play, debating whether to roll or close the position. The consensus was to take partial profits while holding some exposure. Technical analysis was applied to define entry-exit zones for both IONQ and CELH. Celsius acquisition and Kava reaction. The team discussed the acquisition of an energy drink brand by Celsius and evaluated Kava's price drop. An entry near $81.50 was suggested. Trade Desk was also highlighted for strong earnings and a potential breakout above resistance. Stock trading strategies and candlestick analysis. The group emphasized narrative-based trading over isolated candlestick signals. Stocks like Walmart, Target, and GE were reviewed. A member shared success using a weekly option strategy that yielded $1,900. The session included discussions on momentum stocks and selling calls on current holdings. Stock and regulatory insights. The group explored the Gemini Act, which could provide regulatory clarity for stablecoins. Technical analysis covered companies like DoorDash, Tencent Music, Palantir, BlackBerry, and Home Depot. A legal case against BlackBerry and a comparative review of Home Depot versus Lowe's fundamentals were also addressed. Interest rates and credit industry trends. The impact of interest rates on big-ticket spending and home improvement stocks was discussed. A recent credit card industry merger was analyzed for its competitive implications. Participants compared valuation and dividend metrics across Capital One, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. Sector rotation and investment ideas. The team explored oil sector movements, airline stocks, and cruise lines. Charts were reviewed for Spotify, Boston Scientific, and home builders. Strategies for identifying entries based on technical levels were shared. Intuit was highlighted following a strong post-earnings move. Options, income, and premiums. A session on options focused on cash-secured puts and premium collection, using CoreWeave as an example. The importance of volatility, strike price selection, and time decay was explained. Building account size for greater leverage was also emphasized. The session concluded with encouragement to utilize the group's investment dashboard and upcoming financial education resources, including retirement planning tools. If you found this recap valuable, consider joining our Wealth Builders membership. https://mikepearmoney.com/wealthbuilders/. Thank you, the Wealth Builders Collective team.